as we move forward into our third of 5 finals on the day. Matt Wright and Riley Newman will take on Collin Johns and A.J. Koller in the men's doubles final. Two teams that are familiar with each other, two teams that really expect to take home the hardware. And Collin Johns, something that Morgan had talked about earlier, this is a chance for him to really show his stuff on the grandest stage as well.
Yeah, exactly right. He's going to be stepping out of the shadows today. We've often talked about him being the best right side player, and I think he will stay on the right side for this particular match. A.J. Koller, fantastic on the left. A.J. doesn't typically try to take over a game of men's doubles quite like Ben Johns has done in the past. So it is going to be a different animal, no doubt about it. Wright and Newman, they have won the last 2 tournaments straight. They are feeling as good as they've ever felt on the court. Their partnership is on point, and they are the hot favorites, no doubt about it. But with someone like A.J. Koller especially, it's hard to predict just what kind of level you're going to need to play. He has some of the fastest hands out there, looks very nonchalant up at the kitchen line, has an ability to do things with his wrist that you really don't see anywhere. J.W. Johnson has a similar kind of style. Puts the paddle very close to the ball, flicks the wrist very quickly. A.J. Koller not coming from tennis, as most of the other players here. Hockey player.
You figure that there's still something that translates from a hockey player to a pickleball player. As you mentioned, the wrist action for sure, and how you would use a hockey stick versus a pickleball paddle. But even the movement, the lateral movement required, and some of the anticipation required as well of where someone might go, where someone's eyes are going to lead a shot, certain things like that. You just expect a translation between sports.
For sure. No, he tracks very, very well, anticipates beautifully, but the raw speed that his hands, it's phenomenal when you see it. Riley Newman presents some serious challenges for anybody, and for most people's money is a clear number 2 in terms of men's doubles skill behind Mr. Ben Johns, who is absent for this tournament.
Speaking of Ben Johns, who's on the cover of Tennis Magazine. This, to me, really shows you how far this sport has come. Ben Johns, the most recent graduate of the University of Maryland, has been furthering the sport in Europe with some clinics over there, and honestly, great stuff. Highly recommend checking it out if you have the opportunity to do so. But he has been a poster child, certainly, for the sport, and only continues to improve pickleball, both in how he plays and how he teaches now the next generation of pickleball players.
Yeah, certainly a brand, sport brand ambassador out there preaching the word in Europe at the moment. And obviously we miss him here, but it's a great opportunity for Collin Johns. He's someone who's not just a fantastic defender and right side player. You're going to watch what happens when people attack him, because he makes his forehand side, that dominant shoulder, so difficult to find. He generally makes it an out ball, and what I mean by that is anyone who's trying to go for that right shoulder side, which is typically a weak point for most players, if it does get to that right shoulder area, that ball's going out and he leaves it. If it doesn't, it's on his backhand side and he's able to slap that ball down into oblivion. It's phenomenal how well his game has come along. He and Ben obviously make a fantastic partnership, and you see what it's like when you have a partnership with your sibling. I see it in Riley Newman and Lindsay Newman. Fantastic together, just so in tune with each other's games. And we're going to see it later on with Lee and Annalie Waters. Family affair, really working well, and we're underway.
Our men's doubles final, our third of 5 matches today. Johns and Koller on the left side of your screen, Wright and Newman on the right side of your screen. It is Matt Wright who will serve now for his duo.
That's that backhand slap down. Johns having to track back to deal with that lob. Work his way up, back methodically.
Point. First point on the board goes to the #1 seed of this tournament. Already saw Matt Wright in the mixed doubles final. Fell short there.
So Jones will get the ball back. And Koller certainly left that one up a little high. Got what he deserved.
Is that how you see it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
No one can put the ball up that high and expect to deal with the next one.
And 2 big returns back. So you see Johns right there with a white forward facing hat. Koller in the white backwards facing hat on the same team.
1-0-1.
On the other side, in the white forward facing hat, Riley Newman. In the darker hat, it is Matt Wright. Oh, it really is impressive the pace that Wright can generate from that kitchen line.
Very much so, and he gets it from so many locations. He possesses so much spin on the forehand side especially that he's happy pulling the trigger from well below the net height.
Sails long on Newman.
Go, go.
Unbelievable rally. If this is a sign of things to come, you're not going to want to blink too often, folks. Get some eye drops instead.
Look at some of these shots from Riley Newman.
Second serve. Zero, 2-2.
Wow. Incredible leave, but what we're seeing already, this is phenomenal. I didn't expect them to be able to come out of the gates at this level.
So 2 straight points for Johns and Koller. But some incredible play early on already. Wow. Another one. Johns, right place, right time, and the put away puts them up 3-2. So momentum thwarted just a tad. We'll see if Wright and Newman can get themselves back on track. Wright and Newman with a great finish, winning in 2 games yesterday against Lung and Dawson at that 144 shot exchange. Meanwhile, for Johns and Koller to get to this point.
3-3-1.
It was a heck of a win against Josh Johnson and Frazier.
Second serve.
I do like how aggressive Collin Johns is being. This is, as I said, his first chance in a while to shine as much as he can. I've always been very intrigued about what he can bring to the table when he's with someone other than Ben Johns.
Wow. We've seen a couple today, but that one, the first one from Riley Newman, going around the post.
Yeah, and what's interesting is he does it with an open stance as well. Generally, everybody on that side uses one hand to go around the post, and it's often a cross step to finish. Give themselves a little extra room and leverage.
Side out.
Great put away power there from Koller. So a tight ball game already.
3-4-1. Second serve. Three, 4-2.
Oh, and he's missed it. Sustained aggression from Koller and Collin Johns.
4-4-2. Point.
Darting that ball down quickly, getting the better of Matt Wright.
5-4-2. Point.
Really finding a rhythm now. Quick reflexes, both of them up towards the kitchen line, have been very efficient so far in this first game, up to 6-4.
6-4-2. Point.
And Collin Johns, you can tell he's feeling confident when he has that real fadeaway look. He really pushes off his right leg early, leaves the paddle behind, tries to deceive his opponents well.
Koller did set it up well.
Yeah, it's the same kind of forehand low flick attack that Matt Wright uses himself so often.
4-7-1.
And that tags him on the shoulder. So a quick point there from Wright and Newman after some frantic switching. Possibly the top of the paddle.
5-7-1.
Caught whatever it needed to catch.
Exactly.
And earns a point. Oh, a fiery forehand from Collin Johns.
He took a big cut at that one. Oh.
5-7-2. Point.
And Wright using that same attack, cramping up AJ Koller.
No, you're on that side. 6-7-2. Point.
Yeah, well left from Newman. If there's one knock on AJ Koller, he can often
7-7-2.
get into a habit of being a little over-aggressive up at the kitchen on that forehand side especially.
Side out.
Some firm shouts of no.
Yeah, listen, and correct. I think you have to say firm and correct.
Double set 1.
In fact, there might have been Matt Wright yelling no in disappointment.
Man,
Wow.
that John's forehand
That is
on
huge.
target.
We're used to seeing the other Johns with that kind of play. Wonderful to see Collin stepping up to the plate.
Point.
Johns and Koller putting themselves 2 points away from claiming this first game, and the speed has picked up
7-1.
in a blink.
Second serve.
You can see the confidence that Johns is playing with, though.
Yeah, he is having a lot of fun up at the kitchen line.
Yes, sir.
He's used to seeing a lot of balls.
9-7-2. Point.
Now a game point. Johns and Koller looking to snatch this first game.
10-7-2.
Oh, it dropped in
Oh.
and then put away. Matt Wright pounces on it.
7-1.
Johns wasn't going to get out of that one in time. Prime did the right thing, just staying as a brick wall, and now it'll be 7-10-2 with Matt Wright serving.
7-10-2. Point.
Things are getting tight.
Yeah, we'll see quickly. I think if we get another point here, we'll have a timeout.
Point.
Point. And
We see it.
no.
Koller reluctant to agree to one, so
9-10-2.
And it pays off.
nice work getting the ball back. So much pace.
Johns is dialed in and has a chance to serve it out. Got it.
And that's it.
Collin Johns showing off the entire repertoire. And he and AJ Koller claim the first game 11-9 in this men's doubles final in Orange County. Collin Johns, AJ Koller with a spectacular first game, 11-9 over the top-seeded Wright and Newman. And it will be Matt Wright to serve to begin this second game. Our first two finals, the mixed doubles and the women's singles, have gone the distance, both 5 games. We'll see what this one looks like moving forward. But if Collin Johns keeps playing this way, it could easily be swayed in their direction.
When he's alongside Ben, he proves himself time and time again to be essentially unattackable. He's doing the exact same thing with AJ Koller.
Wow.
That's the reflexes of a mongoose. A 44-year-old mongoose.
Yeah. That's their prime, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, they live to be 160.
That's good info.
Possibly.
Point.
Again, nice work from Johns, sliding to his right, opening up a lot of opportunities to get that backhand down.
1-0-2. Point.
I think he tried to hit it towards us.
I think so. He wasn't happy with some of the commentary.
Yeah.
Thought he might damage my new favorite camera.
Would be my first time.
Well, it would be mine. I would take offense.
Point.
Long.
I just tried to tickle it through the middle.
So 3 straight for Johns and Koller to begin this second game.
3-0-2. Point.
Another one for Johns.
Yeah, that ball left more than high enough, and he gave it exactly what was needed through the middle.
4-0-2.
And the slumped shoulders of Riley Newman says it all.
Side out.
So the run will stop at 4-0. Wright and Newman will get it back here
0-1.
after that errant opportunity for Koller.
Second serve.
Great work again from Koller handling that attack. For my money, I'd like to see Wright and Newman try to settle things down and focus on dinking the ball more towards the backhand side of Koller. He's not someone you want to attack very often.
Point.
But if there's a weakness, it's his soft game. Yeah, he was putting the ball up high enough there.
So Wright and Newman get on the board in this second game.
1-4-2. Point. Two, 4-2. Point.
Ooh, couple of errors here. Koller couldn't quite lift that backhand, so Wright and Newman with a nice response of 3 straight points.
Going to make Mr. Wright very happy. That deflection landing inside the court.
Yes, sir. 4-4-2.
The man gets excited.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's looking for that Mr. Wright.
Very good, very good.
Point.
5
now,
straight.
I think Mr. Newman would settle for Mr. Wright now.
That's a fair point. And it leads to a timeout. So after 4 straight points from Johns and Koller to begin this second game, 5 in a response from the top seed Wright and Newman, we step aside. Back and forth we go. The men's doubles final in full swing so far in Orange County. San Clemente, California. You know, after a 5-game match, not really much better you can do than jump into luxurious oceans of San Clemente Pier and T Street Beach. Just awesome, awesome stuff. Great sand, great water, and great play from both Wright and Newman and Johns and Koller to start this men's doubles final. It was Johns and Koller who looked like they were just going to keep the momentum rolling from the first game straight into the second, but Matt Wright and Riley Newman have done a great job of thwarting a lot of that and creating some more for themselves. There's our first broadcaster's jinx of the day.
Well, it'll never be as bad as yesterday. So.
That's true. Have you apologized to Matt yet?
No, I'm waiting for the right moment.
That's fair.
Point.
Yeah, that ball looked like there was something available for him to work with.
5-5-1. Second serve.
More than enough pace to take care of proceedings, and even the defensive prowess of Collin Johns can't do much with that one.
5-5-2. Point.
And that two-handed backhand from Newman finishing the job. So often he starts the fight with the backhand, finishes with that pancake forehand. You look at that kind of grip he's got. It is a full Western if I've ever seen one.
Went to the open space, so it was probably the right idea from Koller. He just pushed it a little bit too much.
6-5-1.
Great look here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Had everything he needed to finish that point.
So now 7 of the last 8 points won by Wright and Newman.
7-5-1.
Get these great angles to really see the movement from both sides. And Koller with another error. You can see he's unhappy with himself.
According to the Duper ratings, Matt Wright and Riley Newman do have a 63% chance of winning this match. Shout out to CEO Jill Braverman.
Point.
So much pace off that forehand side. And there's a lot of players who can hit at that kind of speed. However, one thing that Newman does so well with that very unique grip is he hits it quite far out in front, further towards the kitchen than anyone else, really.
Point.
They keep rolling. Setting up a game point, chance to even the score. They've won 10 of 11.
10-5-1.
Yeah, it took them a little bit of time to figure out this new pairing, but looks like they're up to the task.
Oh, great reaction time from Collin Johns.
Yeah, Newman typically doesn't find himself in a position where the person heads up with him can handle his attacks and also the counter punches coming from him.
Side out.
Nice job by Koller. So they hold off the end of this second game for now. And Johns and Koller with a chance to narrow the gap.
Second serve.
So close. That two-handed backhand is very pretty to watch.
5-10-2. Go. Fault.
Oh, they're going to call it a fault.
Yeah, AJ Koller, his momentum really got him in there quickly. Unfortunately, unable to stabilize and stay established outside the line.
Second serve. Ten 5-2.
Just catches the back of the line, it looks.
Point.
That's long.
Final score.
And Wright and Newman claim 11 of the final 12 points of the second game. Even this one up 1 game apiece. What else would you expect? We've had 2 5-gamers already. Are we in store for a third? We move to the third game of this best of 5 when we return. 1 game apiece in this men's doubles final from the Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by Lifetime San Clemente. Riley Newman doing his part, certainly in that second game. We caught up with him, had a chance to hear from him exactly why he enjoys the game of pickleball.
A lot of things I really liked about pickleball was the social camaraderie, the competitiveness. I've missed a lot of that coming from my tennis days. I had a couple years where I didn't play tennis, and just getting back into the competitive swing, playing these tournaments year round. We play about 20 tournaments, and I just love the competitive feel. Getting out there with my sister is always a blast, so it's fun to play pickleball on the PPA Tour.
Played tennis throughout his life, including Division I level.
Side out.
And at 6'2", the reach, the skill set, it all has translated for him, and certainly as a doubles player where he really excels.
A very accomplished basketball officiator as well. His dream was to ref in the NBA.
Still alive. It's not dead yet.
Actually, I asked him, and he said, based on how old he is and how far he was able to get in Division II officiating, I think the dream may have actually passed.
Oh,
but luckily, he's got a new dream.
Yeah, oh, trust me, it's not simple. I think people, that's a misconception that, oh, anybody can just go and become a referee. No, no, no. There's training, there's schooling, there's years of service, all included. And now with the success he's had on the PPA Tour, to your point, hard for him to leave, hard for him to do anything else.
Yeah, for sure. He's created a new dream for himself. Very impressive work.
0-0-2.
That Newman willpower on display. And Newman calls it in. So well played there from Collin Johns.
Watch exactly where this one lands. Ooh.
Just inside the line.
1-0-2. Side out.
Serve goes back to Wright and Newman. He really took control of that second game. Went on that stretch run, winning 11 of the last 12 points. Almost polar opposites of that first game, where it was Johnson Koller going on the extended run. And it was for reasons like that.
Yeah. Koller was very lucky there. Looked like it was almost a foot fault, just sliding into the shot.
Side out. One. Second serve.
It's both teams just trying to find their rhythm in game 3.
Side out.
Right, this time attacking the backhand side. He knows when the forehand comes back from Koller, it is absolutely deadly. Backhand often as well, but generally it is the lesser of two evils.
Point. One. Second serve.
Got it like a 1-1-1 call.
1-1-2.
Not as good.
It's a nice invitation to the kitchen. It's a very risky play. If your opponent gets there in plenty of time to play a high quality dink, then, well, you've just invited them up to level the playing field. And this occasion worked out nicely. And certainly a foot fault there from Koller.
Second time he's been called for it so far today. See where he ends up.
This wasn't a great angle. It must have been a foot
Yeah,
just prior.
looked like his right foot landed on the line. You saw that from Matt Wright a lot in the mixed doubles final. He had a couple of those called against him.
Well, really only 3.
That's a couple. Yeah.
He was 3 from 6 in the end. Oh,
There it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I always, what's the differentiator between a few, a couple, several?
That's a fair point. Well, it's a metric couple for me.
I see.
Second serve.
Newman cramped up. He exclaiming to the camera that he's just not seeing it.
1-1-2.
Oh, man, another one.
Koller, when it rains, it pours.
Point. 2-1-2.
Yeah.
He's on the line there, and he slides it back through the contact.
Oh, it goes. Riley Newman, full extension.
If that can be the kind of spark that starts the fire for these two.
3-1-2.
Beautiful play. Once he gets his confidence up, he and Matt Wright are almost unstoppable.
Side out. One, 3-1. Second serve.
Again, lethal attacks from Wright.
1-3-2. Side out.
Looked like Koller was really anticipating a middle attack, left the wing open pretty heavily. Yep. Looked to catch it, but couldn't quite manage that either. That's one of the shortest angles overhead you'll ever see. Nice work from Collin Johns.
Johns has shown precision accuracy so far in this match alone, and obviously throughout his career as well, but it just goes back to that adage of sometimes it's not about pace, it's about location, and couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah, it's real estate, right? Location, location, location.
So it looks like Wright and Newman are asking for some sort of ruling. Koller has gone back to his side just to grab his towel. Maybe play 2-on-1. Let's see exactly here.
We're going to be serving.
Yeah, that ball was well inside the line. It just happened to be hit at such a speed that they may not have been able to see it properly.
There was a shot early in the rally that was close towards the back line. That may have been what they were asking about.
They're starting to feel the energy.
Forward, 2. Side out.
Right, he would love to get that one back. Read it beautifully, heading in the right direction.
1-4-1. Second serve.
And that serve does not catch the kitchen line.
Point.
Those mongoose-like hands from Koller on full display.
2-4-2. Point. Three, 4-2. Side out.
Go back to Wright and Newman, but nice job by Johnson Koller to get some points back and narrow this gap. Now at 4-3-1.
4-3-1. Point.
Matt Wright, 44,
5-3-1.
college tennis player, also an attorney, and has really shown off on the pickleball circuit for years now. Great
Nice
play.
work. Yeah. Koller keeps his lower half so stable that when he's down at a good body height, he can control the pace and the spin of the forehand side especially so well.
Side out.
Now the question is, can Johns and Koller find that energy they brought in the first game? Haven't really seen it since then.
No, it's been a little flat. And one of the things that's happened is Wright and Newman have changed the location of their kind of focus points. Koller is seeing a lot more balls now. They recognized the kind of damage that Collin Johns was doing. I think they expected him to be a little more passive, but instead he was lethal in game 1.
5-5-1. Second serve.
Great consistent attacks again.
5-5-2. Side out.
So 5-all in this third game. This is
5-5-1.
the pivotal potential moment of which side can pull ahead.
Second serve.
Yeah, at this point, no one's really put their hand up for game 3.
5-5-2. Side out.
That's a much more measured approach from AJ Koller. He prides himself on his hand speed. On that occasion, he simply had to use it to stabilize the paddle, reset the point.
Second
It
serve.
worked out to his favor. And I'm not going to take any blame for that. That was a whole serving thing.
5-5-2.
No, that's not you.
That's not on me.
Oh, just missed.
Some good defense initially, but in the end, floating wide. So Newman will be serving.
5-5-1. No. Point.
Johns just needed to slide a little further out of the way to make that slightly easier backhand. Instead, he pulled it.
Point.
And Newman back to his old tricks. Extending the lead now to 2.
Puts his team just 4 points away from this third game. Pivotal stuff down the stretch here.
Second serve.
Sails long.
He does love the lob, but however, it's generally only successful for him off the forehand side, where he's able to really shape the ball with plenty of topspin.
Side out.
Right back to it.
Yeah, that overhead smash from Collin wasn't the prettiest we've ever seen. As I said before, one of the only players out there that's not coming from at least a high-level tennis background of some kind. Doesn't really own that overhead like some of the other players.
So Johns and Koller will take the timeout. Come back and find out if they can get themselves back ahead in this third. Back to the Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by Lifetime San Clemente. Collin Johns, AJ Koller. They will serve here down 5-7 in the third. Be interesting to see what kind of energy they come out with. It's been somewhat flat since the first game where they really powered their way through and Collin Johns looked unstoppable. But since then, Wright and Newman, who are the #1 seed, have really seized control of this match. We'll see if the counterpunch is there from the 2 squad.
Point.
Newman, he's so reliable with those dinks typically. We're not going to see too many of those.
7-1.
Whew. Major heat.
Oh, great patience from all 4 players. Koller in the end finding an opportunity to cramp up Riley Newman. Finished beautifully from Collin Johns.
Second serve.
Oh, the net comes to the rescue of Mr. Wright.
8-7-2. Point.
So here's some of that energy they were lacking through the last game and a half or so. And it's put them just 2 points away from taking a 2-1 lead.
9-7-2.
Yeah, tricky one, gets behind Koller. He is really in stark contrast to Riley Newman. He hits a lot of balls behind his body. It's impressive that he can still get so much power on his counter punches, whereas Newman hits it well out in front.
Point.
Good shot, man. Good shot. Good shot.
8-9-1.
And Newman is rolling. He's feeling it.
They come down to the wire here in this third game. Obviously can shift so much in a best of 5.
Nine, 1. Second serve.
And Matt Wright, somewhat in disbelief. It doesn't get too much easier than that on the backhand side for him. Well known for having such precision and pace on the backhand.
What about on the forehand? I don't think you can use the bare hand either. And it sets up a game point for Wright and Newman.
Always been curious what would happen if they change the rules, if you can slap it down with the non-dominant hand.
I'm in on that.
Play continues.
Point game.
It ends up being a furious finish to the third game, but Wright and Newman have put themselves on the brink of another title, this time in Orange County. Fantastic stuff on both sides, but the #1 seed right on the precipice. Matt Wright and Riley Newman take a 2-1 lead in this doubles final. Collin Johns and AJ Koller have had their chances and had a chance to catch up with them before this one and talk about just what they like to do off the court.
Fun fact, I really enjoy drinking a lot of whole milk. So I love milk and cookies. That's my weakness. I've been known to go through 2 to 3 gallons of whole milk a week. So random fun fact about Collin.
Odd or fun fact is I'm a really good juggler. I was actually in my high school circus for a year when I was a freshman. So I got really good at juggling, and I think there's a video out there of me showing that off in Vegas one night. But that was real.
Oh, I believe it was real. I don't think he dreamed it. Now, what I do believe is a dream is the fact that Collin Johns says he could go through 2 to 3 gallons of whole milk and still not be large.
Yeah, that's impressive. You don't see a lot of that at professional athletics.
No, you don't. To me, that's even more impressive than some of the shots he's made today, and those were high quality, top notch.
Fun fact about me, I can actually juggle 9 tennis balls.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
It's actually a trick. It's 3 cans of 3 tennis balls.
But I'd still actually like to see that.
I've earned a lot of beer.
I don't know if I believe that either.
Really? Come on.
Well, I can't juggle. I've tried many times, and
I can teach
my
you.
brain doesn't work that way. Too much math. Riley Newman with a put away.
Yeah, he had to go full flamingo on that one, pushing that right leg back. Trying to get the counterbalance so he can really reach in as like he likes to do.
It's a nice declaration.
Yeah, good early call. Both Newman and Wright are so good at reading those out balls. I do think taller players tend to have the advantage. They get a view down over the net better than someone of my height. I'm only about 6'6", thereabouts.
Yeah, and what measurement are we talking about?
Well, it's a metric 6'6", obviously.
Sure.
66 centimeters, that's what I meant.
In Morgan metrics.
You'd be surprised how many people believe that. And a nice looking backhand put away, slid off the side of the Collin Johns paddle.
0-1.
Johns and Koller had an opportunity late in that third game, but it was the #1 team of Wright and Newman that centered themselves, found that final push. What kind of response will Koller and Johns have? Nice idea right up the middle.
Koller and Johns, they have stayed committed to their game plan. Certainly haven't been passive at any point here. They know their best chance is sustained aggression. That sounded like something got clipped, but perhaps not. Straight through to the keeper.
It looks like it almost went straight through. That's what is being described, at least. The motion in which Koller put his arm, it flew directly through it and out of play.
And the wheels from Newman to get back and be able to apply that kind of power on that ball. Impressive work.
Newman tried to will his teammate shot over.
Yeah, that rarely works, but never say never.
I guess you might as well try.
Those metaphysicists may be able to help us out with the hows and the whys.
Second serve.
Nonetheless, Wright and Newman take a 3-point advantage early in this fourth game.
0-3-2.
We've already had 2 matches go 5. The question is, will we have a 3rd, 4th, or 5th?
Side out.
Very nice. That's one of the pitfalls of the kind of strategy that Collin Johns goes for. He likes to slide to his right to make sure he gets his preferred backhand on the ball, but in that case, opened up just enough space.
Point.
They're in rhythm now. They're showing off. 4-0-1 in the 4th.
4-0-1.
That backhand grip is fascinating.
It really is, isn't it?
Wow. Newman.
Okay, squats down, goes full scorpion, gets the ball quickly into a tough location.
5-0-1.
There we go.
Another put away.
Yeah, set up beautifully by the lob from Matt Wright.
Timeout's been called
That's
by
the
the
kind of location that he really works well cross court, using the full width of the court. And his partner Newman, plenty of power to finish that one.
Picking up speed, Wright and Newman are 5 points away from the title in San Clemente. Top doubles team in Orange County is starting to look like it in a major way. 6-0 in the 4th, up on Johns and Koller, who have been stupendous themselves to get to this final of the Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by Lifetime Rancho San Clemente.
Second serve.
There's a nice flick inside-out attack, finding the wing of Newman, unable to reset it back into the kitchen.
Point.
Man. Newman playing with a different level of force right now to go up 7-0.
Yeah, to make that kind of play in mid-court like that, obviously it was a well popped up ball there
7-2.
from Johns, but high risk, high reward.
Point.
And Koller having a quick look at the paddle, and generally it's not the paddle's fault. Really. It's most of the time not the arrow, it is the archer.
Side out.
So the run ends. 8 straight points to start this 4th game, and plenty of work to be done, but still time to do it for Collin Johns, serving towards Matt Wright.
Point.
There's one. Sometimes it all it takes is the one.
Yeah, the journey of 1,000 miles always starts with one step, right?
Point.
Okay, so it starts there.
2-8-1.
Only 9 miles to go.
Oh, it drops in. Matt Wright, just the quick reflexes, and
Yeah, but he had the presence there just to take just enough off.
2-8-2.
It didn't look like a miss hit. It was deliberate.
can certainly be deflating, but the
Side out.
cliche does go. You can't get all the points back at once. You got to take it one at a time, and 2 of them back. Now you've got to find some defense here, try to get your serve right back to you.
Point.
Yeah, Johns and Koller, they're going to need to find their energy that they had in game 1.
9-1.
And even towards the end of game 3, before they were eventually snatched away Another great lob.
Oh,
Short. And just like that, Wright and Newman, the top seed with a championship point. In a blink of an eye, this match has turned on its head.
Second serve.
so they'll get another chance to finish things off.
10-2.
And this will be their third straight tournament. If they can pull this off, and there's a good chance they will.
Side out.
Not quite yet, though. Collin Johns. Nice job on that forehand side. So Johnson Koller with another opportunity to
2-10-1.
narrow it just a tad.
Second serve.
Koller, very well known for the lobs, but also well known for some inopportune lobs. Third shots. It's not classically the best time to try it, but he has made a name for himself, being able to pull it off.
Side out.
Johns went for it. Newman was ready. And another crack at the title.
It's their third time.
10-1. Point.
Newman's got it. And he buries Johnson Koller for the win. In 4 games, the top seed is victorious.
Yeah, it was a consistent, concerted effort. They did it by the book. They weathered the storm that Koller and Johns put forth in game 1. They played some fantastic pickleball. Wright and Newman realized they couldn't possibly play at that level the whole time. They were right. Some fun lob opportunities from Mr. Koller. Some great lobs from Matt Wright.
3 of our 5 finals in the books. The men's doubles goes to the top seed. Wright and Newman, the winners. We'll hear from them when we come back. Second crack of the day for Matt Wright at a title lost in mixed doubles to start the day, but he and Riley Newman rectify that very quickly. In 4 games, Newman gets it done on an overhead, and they're standing by with Hannah Johns.
Championship court where Matt Wright and Riley Newman are on fire. Guys, you're coming off of a Grand Slam title just a few weeks ago. You cleaned house on the court today. What is working so well for you guys?
I just think, you know, coming out of the year was a new partnership. We had to find our rhythm. You know, who takes the middle balls, who does this, just get used to styles of play. And I really think now that we're, what, 6 or 7 months into the partnership, it's gelling, it's working well. We know each other's games. When we hit rough patches, we can work our way through it better, right? Just everything's clicking right now, and it's great.
Well, we saw that work so well in this one. What did you think about the competition overall, and what tools did you use to come away with a victory here today?
Well, first off, I just want to congratulate AJ and Collin. They had a great tournament. Second place finish is it's an awesome result. So kudos to them. I believe they should give a round of applause. So AJ and Collin, good job, guys. In that third game, we were down 7-9, and it was really tough for Matt and I to get to the kitchen. You know, the wind is blowing a little bit, so instead of me hitting my third shot drops because they hit every return a serve to me, you know, throw in a third shot drive, mix it up a little bit, and that was a little bit easier to get a 5th shot in the middle, and then now we can work into the kitchen, work our rallies a little bit. But I felt like if we just remained calm, steady, relaxed, and then attacked at the right times, it was working for us. But I just want to say a quick thanks to Takea's in the house. So thank you. I see you guys, Takea. They make the best bottles. I want a special thanks to Gamma, my signature paddle. And I'm really, really excited for a 6 to 7 week break. We've been grinding on tour. Really just go back home to Seattle and just relax and then get ready for the fall season. So happy to be playing with Matt and another W for us.
Matt, talk about the atmosphere out here. We have a packed house and the sport that is still so young. How have you seen it grow?
I mean, yeah, so I don't know that I'm like an OG player, but I feel like I was part of the grassroots movement 5 or 6 years ago. And to think that we would be playing here at a venue like this, with a crowd like this that has been engaged, receptive to the players, I would have said you're crazy if you said this is where we'd be. I think I was telling you before the interview started that I got a couple texts from people I haven't heard from in years, so I know the Tennis Channel element is a real thing. I mean, they're probably flipping through the channels and they go, hey, I know this guy. And so that's really cool to see as well. So we're all very blessed and fortunate to be playing this great sport, and then it's next level to have a crowd and venue like this. So thanks again, everybody.
Well, we'd like to bring David Chernow from Select Medical, CEO and President, on court now to present your trophy. David.
We're looking for your trophy, but by the way.
Okay. Well.
Speaking of great partnerships, we're so pleased to be partners with the PPA and sponsoring this extraordinary event. You guys were awesome. 7 months, is that what you said you've been partners?
Yeah, about 6, 7 months, yeah.
We're 3 years partners with the PPA going forward, and we can't wait to keep continuing on to support this great event.
Yeah.
Great going.
Thanks, David.
Champions.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Very much. Thank you.
Way to go.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, guys.
Thank you.
Worthy champions, Smith, Newman, Wright, Johns, everybody involved. We've got Kovalova and Smith, we've got the Waters duo, and we've got 2 happy men's doubles champs on Tennis Channel.